This didn't happen in some remote jungle. It happened in rural France. The first night, what truly frightened me wasn't the forest itself. The forest had always been there. When I was a child, when my father was healthy. But that night, it felt like the forest was watching me, as if it had eyes. I don't know how else to explain it. When my father was hospitalized, my mother had to stay with him as his caregiver. They said it was temporary, but in France, that word can mean weeks. I took time off from my job in Paris. Family comes first. Our family farm was near Normandy, surrounded by forest, in a place where phone signals barely worked. Cows, a few goats, chickens, and behind the house, a forest that seemed to have no end. When I arrived, I ran into some childhood friends. We joked around. "You've become a city boy," they said. "You'll be scared at night." I laughed it off. Later that evening, I went back to the house. Old memories surfaced. My childhood, my early youth. I used to visit my parents whenever work allowed. But this time was different. I was alone, and I didn't know for how long. That first night, as I walked back from the barn, I heard a sound coming from the forest. It wasn't a breaking branch. It wasn't an animal. Something felt wrong. I thought I saw movement between the trees. There were footsteps, but no rhythm. I froze. My heart was pounding so hard that my ears started ringing. I raised my flashlight. There was a silhouette among the trees. Taller than a man, but it didn't stand like one. One shoulder was higher than the other. Its arms were too long, its hands hanging near its knees. It didn't lower its head, it just stared. Its gaze was blurred, unfocused. For a moment, I thought about running toward the house, but my body locked up. I honestly thought I had lost control of myself. I don't remember how I got inside that night. I locked the door, pushed a chair against it. I kept the lights on until morning. I even considered leaving, asking a neighbor to take care of the animals. But pride stopped me. They had said I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't prove them right. I was terrified, unable to think clearly. Every small sound made me flinch. I was afraid to even look out the window. Near dawn, I finally fell asleep, perhaps because daylight felt safer. The next day, I blamed myself. I was exhausted, sleep-deprived. You didn't see anything, I told myself. I even mocked my own fear. A monster in the forest. Ridiculous. I felt calmer. Until night fell again. The second night, the sounds returned. Closer this time, behind the barn. Something was scraping against wood. I had to go outside. The animals needed care. I gathered my courage. After all, this wasn't real. The moment I opened the door, cold air hit my face. And I saw it. This time, It wasn't hiding. It stood at the edge of the trees, bathed in moonlight. I saw its face. One side was different from the other. Its eyes weren't aligned. Its mouth looked like it couldn't fully close. Whatever it was, it wasn't human, but it wasn't an animal either. It took a step toward me. I ran. I tripped over a stone and fell hard. I tried to get up, but couldn't. Suddenly, it was right there. Too close. I could hear its breathing. Fear gave way to numbness. I couldn't control my thoughts or my body. My muscles reacted on their own. It leaned over me. It had a smell, like soil, like wet leaves, and beneath it, something metallic. It placed its hand on my shoulder. Its fingers were far too long. I felt pressure, as if my muscles were locked in place. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Like those dreams where you're being chased and can't cry for help. Then, it let go. It stood up and it walked away. It didn't run, it didn't hurry, as if it was done with me, or as if I had never been its purpose. I don't remember what happened next. I woke up later that night in my bed, covered in sweat, shaking. I don't remember how I got there. I kept asking myself, if this was real, why didn't it kill me? And if it wasn't, then I might be losing my mind. That thought was just as terrifying. As days passed, I saw it more often, each time closer, each time clearer, but it never attacked. I couldn't tell anyone in the village. They would laugh, they would say I was insane, and I didn't want to leave. I didn't want people to say I had run away, that I couldn't even help my family for a few days. The truth was, I couldn't leave. Fear held one part of me, curiosity held the other, and I was getting used to it. One night, it stood in the clearing between the house and the forest. This time, I stepped forward. It moved, not fast, but deliberate. It came closer. Something cold fell into my palm. Before I could see what it was, my legs gave out. As I collapsed, the only thought in my mind was, it didn't kill me. It didn't kill me. I woke up the next morning, muttering the same words. Eventually, my father was discharged. I packed my things. The morning I left the village, the forest was silent. I looked back one last time. There was nothing there. But I knew one thing. That thing was not coming with me. I was leaving it behind. On the train back to Paris, my hands were still trembling. I looked at my reflection. My eyes had changed. I still wasn't sure. Was it a creature? Or had the forest truly seen me? I didn't know. But I knew this. If I ever returned, it would recognize me. And next time, I wouldn't be able to run. When I arrived in Paris, everything returned to normal. Noise, crowds, light, the city, stress. But at least I could sleep. No shadows, no strange sounds, No unfamiliar smells. Eventually, I told myself what happened there was a result of fear and isolation. I wanted to believe it, and I did. Months passed. One evening, as I emptied my bag, something fell onto the floor. It took me a few seconds to understand. I picked it up. It was cold, hard, and familiar. I wanted to disappear, to forget everything. But my body remembered. My heart raced, my breath caught, my hands shook. It wasn't a bone, it wasn't a claw. But I knew what it was. And I knew one thing for certain. I hadn't put it there